pathway. Okay? So, if we have this idea that progression is how we're going to coach, we need to start at the simplest, most basic level that we can. Okay? Now, this doesn't have to be for privates, but it's probably more relevant for privates. But the reality is, every athlete that comes across you, you need to be putting within their time frame of development. All right? Where are they now? Where did they start? Where are they trying to get to? All right? And how do I join the lines between those 2 points? All right? That should be your underlying thought process at all times, any of the players that you're coaching. All right? Progress as small as you can, but progress quickly when they can do it. All right? The rule of thumb for success is 70%. All right? So 70%. Now, it doesn't matter what exercise you're doing. 70%. So if you have 2 red ballers, all right, and you're saying, can you throw and catch? You need to do 10 throws to each other and catch. Well, we can do some basic maths. Yeah. Tell me how many catches you did out of your 10 throws.
7.
If it's 7, we're okay with it. If it's 9, what does that mean? It's too easy. If it's 4, what does that mean?
It's too hard.
If it's 1, what does that mean?
Way too hard.
Yeah. So if it's 7, if it's 6, maybe even if it's 5, it's probably appropriate, and we're at the right spot. We've found where we're at right now. If it's 4, we're going to have to make an intervention. We're going to have to be, oh, this is not working. All right? So how do we intervene? What can we do to help turn that 4 into a 7? One example easy, to make it easy.
So the throwing and catching thing?
Yep.
Okay, maybe make them stand closer?
Perfect. So decrease the distance that they have to throw the ball.
Yep.
All right? Why does that help?
Just to get the hand-eye coordination down.
Yeah, but what is it about distance that closer is easier and further is harder? Well, you're close.
Accuracy.
You're close. That's an aspect, but it's not the major aspect. What is the skill that we're actually trying to work on?
Eye contact with the ball.
Getting the ball
Throwing and
across
catching.
Throwing.
Yeah, so
I guess. Let's see. Also, yeah, we're just like direction. Yeah.
getting the ball across
well, it doesn't have to be across the net. We can be throwing and catching here. All right. So say if you've got blue ballers or red ballers and they can't throw and catch each other here, there's certainly no need to put a net in the ball. Right? So what we're looking at here is tracking. All right, tracking. So watching the ball. All right? Almost no one and it's not you, this could be anyone, any coach, any club we go to, no one talks about tracking. If you were blind, could you play tennis? No. All right? So if you're not tracking the ball properly, then it's no good. All right? As far as when hitting goes, what is the first thing we teach kids? What's the first thing we teach kids when we teach them how to hit? What's the first skill we'd like to teach? So how? How do we do it? Riley, you've been here long enough now.
Yeah, just looking at the ball all the way into the racket.
Yeah, but what's the skill that we teach them first?
The skill,
So red ball, lesson 1, what's the skill that we teach them?
let's see, it would be, just like preparing for the ball.
The first skill we teach is feeding.
Feed, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Right? So the first thing we teach is feeding.
Yep.
So why do we teach feeding first?
because the ball is your control.
Good work.
Bang.
Yeah.
Right? It moves, but it only moves in one plane.
Yeah.
Right? We live in a 3-dimensional world. Right? It only moves in one plane. It moves down. And you guys don't think about this, and you don't need to think about this, but there's reasoning behind everything that we do. Alright? So, we don't want kids doing this. You see some kids, they toss it up before they hit the ball. Alright? We don't want that. We want drop. We want to take up out of it. Alright? So we've got one plane, down, not even up. Right? Even though up and down is the same plane, but you've got one. Right? So we teach them to drop. Right? We do drop, bounce, catch.
Yeah.
We do that before we do drop, bounce, hit. It's progression. How we can make it the easiest we can make it. Right? So we only have to worry about one thing: drop, bounce, and then hit. If you were controlling what you were doing, all right. So if we said, "Oh, well, I'm going to throw the ball to my client," so that means you're going to hit. Ready? I'm going to throw to you. It's going to be bounce and hit. When I throw to you,
It's harder.
all right, there's now two dimensions.
Yeah.
There's up and down, and there's forward and there. Now, also, if I wasn't very good at throwing, and hopefully as a coach I should be able to, I might, oh, sorry, I threw the ball. Now I'm adding a third dimension.
Yeah.
All right? So we've got to take that out of the way if we can. Leave it with the most simplistic thing, which is drop, straight down. Okay?
Yep.
And even then, you'll see some kids who've had a dodgy ball at home, and they
Yeah.
they're throwing it down to the ground. They've got the tennis ball and bounces. But if they have a rubbish tennis ball home that doesn't bounce, they probably need to throw it. But if we can teach them that it's one plane. Now, the second thing we teach them is we always do bounce hit. Right. But the silly thing is, and again, question all these things. There's a reason why we do it. If I'm feeding a ball, I almost never bounce the ball before I feed it. You want to feed a ball? There,
Yep.
that's my feed. So why don't we let them hit the ball out of the air?
Because in tennis, you wait for the ball to bounce.
Well,
Yes.
sort of, But, I mean, we can bowl, we can get it out of the air. But that's the thing. So right from the start, no, the ball bounces. The ball bounces, the ball bounces. We need to teach the kids that the ball bounces. Because tennis won't be the only sport they play. So, if you play netball, you catch the ball in the full. Right? On basketball, you catch the ball in the full. Right? Playing cricket, you want to get someone out, you need to catch them out. Don't let the ball bounce.
Yeah.
You catch it on the full. So they're used to doing things on the full. They're not used to it bouncing. All right. So we want to train that bouncing part of it. Also, it gives them more time. So if you drop hit, I mean the ball's moved 10, 15 centimeters. All right. Now a lot of really poorly skilled kids will do that. So they will almost throw the ball onto their racket. They do this. That's how they hit the ball. They throw it onto their racket because it makes the least chance of it missing. They drop it and then they swipe it and the ball's still there and it shanks off the top and it goes out. So we need to teach them to take the time, drop, bounce, hit. We're teaching them to track the ball. But in all honesty, guys, do you think you can track a ball from here to here?
No.
No chance. Our eyes aren't that fast. All right. So really, it's just a timing thing where they get to it.
Yep.
Track it. Drop, bounce, hit. Drop, bounce, hit. All right. So we're teaching all of these things in such a basic exercise. Drop, bounce, hit. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've said drop, bounce, hit in my life. All right. But it's the skill. It's the most basic skill we teach for a reason. All right. Now, we talk about rack and low, we talk about this there, we can talk about left and right, and high and low, and all this kind of stuff. All right, but this is the first skill. All right, we need to teach them to track the ball properly. So, going back to the original thing, which was, how do we simplify, how do we regress if we thought our activity for red ball was throwing and catching, because we wanted to check how they're tracking.
Yeah.
Could they track the ball? Now we're introducing 3 dimensions, because what if their partner can't throw it straight? Are they tracking it? Are they watching it bounce? Are they catching it? Okay? So what else could you do to make it easier other than shorten the distance? Obviously, with shortening the distance, you're tracking a smaller distance.
Yeah.
Right? So what else could we do?
Or for throwing.
Yeah. It's really 2 more that should be hopefully reasonably obvious.
Maybe
Alright.
make
Well, they're really trying to throw to each other anyway. They're not trying to throw away. So that should be by default. You shouldn't need to define, don't throw it past this line or anything. Just throw it to your partner and try and catch.
So let the ball bounce before catching it.
Well, we should be doing that anyway.
Yeah.
We're trying to train them to do that.
Yeah.
But we might add more bounces.
Yeah.
All right. What happens when a ball bounces?
it gets shorter.
Bounces a little.
Lower and it gets slower. All right. I don't know what the exact math is. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I think the ball loses